I have now successfully watched everything that I hadn't already seen on the Chantal Akerman theme on Filmstruck. Um, Reminder, I work at Filmstruck. Um, the ones I had left were these two documentaries, and one of them is brilliant, and one of them is not so brilliant. The one that's not so brilliant, I watched first because I figured it wouldn't be as good, and that was Chantal Akerman from Here. It's got two directors, Gustavo Beck and Leonardo Luiz Ferreira, but it is literally they set up the camera, framing it like an Akerman shot, with a doorway, so you only like a third of the screen has Akerman. They put Akerman in a chair really far away, and she talks for an hour. And there's like 5-6 minutes of the setup, and then 5-6 minutes of the end, and it's supposed to mirror an Akerman film, but it doesn't work for me because it feels contrived. Her interview is interesting, um, but it just feels so contrived. And why does it need two directors? I guess because the two of them are interviewing her. I don't know. It felt contrived, and it's more like it's an interview. It's not really a documentary. I don't know why they released it as a documentary. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like I've seen interviews, on YouTube with directors that were just like filmed at, you know, master classes and stuff that are filmed better. So, watch it if you like Akerman, but it's not. I wouldn't call it, a groundbreaking documentary or anything. The other film was Marianne Lambert's I Don't Belong Anywhere, the cinema of Chantal Akerman. This came out in 2016. It came out right after she died, right, or, it came out in the wake of her death. And it is also just over an hour long, but it's sort of, one, the interviews with Akerman are way better. Two, it intersperses bits of Akerman's, like when Akerman talks, they use clips from her work to illustrate what she's saying. And it very much, for anyone who's seen most of her films, and I'm at a point where I've seen a good deal of her films, it really illuminates her as a filmmaker, and it sort of makes you appreciate what she was doing a lot more. I also discovered that she made a romantic comedy with William Hurt and Juliette Binoche, and I have not seen that. And obviously, I need to track that one down. So I'm interested in finding that. So I found this documentary really revealing and beautiful and touching on her themes, as a filmmaker and as a person, and the importance of her mother. So, her mother is such a big part of her filmography, and very much so in No Home Movie. And you hear a lot about from Akerman why she meant so much to her and why she shows up in so many of her films. So really, I would say this is a great way to sort of top off your Akerman watching. Like I would definitely not launch into this having not seen any of Akerman's films. Like I would try to watch as many of her films as you can before watching this documentary because it's a really good topper. Um, so those were the two films that I watched, and now I need to track down this Binoche John Hurt Akerman romantic comedy because I am having trouble imagining an Akerman romantic comedy because I'm sure it doesn't feel like Akerman's other films, but it probably doesn't feel like any romantic comedy anyone's ever seen. And she basically was saying it was a flop, and I can see why it would flop, but I'm also like super intrigued. So, because if anything is made for me, it's a romantic comedy, directed by Chantal Akerman. Like that just sounds like everything I ever wanted. So, anyways, these are great films. They all expire on Netflix tomorrow. So, no, Netflix. They all expire on Filmstruck tomorrow. So, like, or Friday. So you've got some time, maybe still, but you should watch them. And again, if you can't watch them on Filmstruck, they are on DVD from Criterion, and those ones will stay on the Criterion channel. And then a bunch of these other Akermans are available on DVD from Icarus Films, so check them out, and you should be watching Akerman already. Pro tip, so Akerman wants you to feel the passage of time, and it can be difficult. I could not get through Hotel Monterey because there's no soundtrack, and I couldn't do it. I tried. So I put on Kind of Blue, the Miles Davis, and it really works. So Akerman would not want you to put music on while watching Hotel Monterey, but if you do, Miles Davis really works. So anyways, watch Akerman.